Shocking news came from the Ducati headquarters when Gigi Dall'Igna fell silent upon hearing the Honda boss's old adage, which has now been proven correct. Without Marc Márquez, Ducati seems lost. A crushing defeat in Australia, with Bagnaya's DNF and Piro's 18th place finish, as well as Aprilia's dominance in front of the Phillip Island crowd, are clear evidence of this. Is this the beginning of the Bologna Giants' downfall as Márquez's golden era begins to crumble? Let's discuss. The 2025 MotoGP season is shaping up to be one of the most tense in modern history. Once again, one name becomes the centre of all the drama: Marc Márquez. Since joining the Ducati Lenovo factory team after leaving Honda, his impact has been felt like an earthquake, shaking two major camps: Honda, which he left behind, and Ducati, which now relies heavily on him. But now, everything has changed. Márquez's right shoulder injury, suffered after a serious accident at the Indonesian Grand Prix, has forced Ducati to face their worst-case scenario: racing without him. Márquez's injury wasn't just physical. It was a psychological shock to the entire Borgo Panigale factory. The surgery on his right shoulder performed in Madrid was successful, but doctors recommended a minimum recovery period of 3 weeks, enough time to keep Márquez out of two crucial races, Australia and Malaysia. Without the 7-time world champion, the atmosphere in the Ducati paddock changed completely. The technicians lost their primary data reference, the riders lost their rhythm, and strategies that were usually formulated based on Márquez's telemetry now felt like puzzles without answers. Bagnaia himself appeared frustrated. After his impressive victory in Japan, his performance dropped drastically and he became inconsistent. He looked confused all weekend, losing his way in every practice session and race. "I don't know what happened. This bike feels different. I'm having trouble finding my rhythm," Bagnaia said after the race, looking disappointed. The defending champion admitted that every time he tried to push harder, the bike lost grip and stability. He no longer felt the confidence that had been his main advantage on the Desmercedesi GP25. At the start of the season, Repsol Honda boss Alberto Puig bitterly remarked, "Whoever loses Marc Márquez will lose their way." The statement was initially dismissed as mere nostalgia by a manager unwilling to let go of their star rider. But at the 2025 Australian Grand Prix, the statement became a self-fulfilling prophecy. Without Márquez, Ducati lost control. Their strategy fell apart, their race rhythm was disrupted, and the results tarnished the previously dominant team's reputation. Francesco Bagnaia lost grip at the fast corners of Phillip Island and failed to finish, while Michele Pirro, Márquez's replacement, could only manage 18th place, far from the points. Ducati, a team known for being unbeatable all season, suddenly looked lost. Ducati technical director Gigi Dall'Igna finally responded to Alberto Puig's statement. He acknowledged that Márquez's absence significantly impacted his team, but emphasized that Ducati is not a one-man team. "I respect Alberto's words because they're true. Marc is an extraordinary rider, and his absence changes the team dynamic," Dall'Igna said in an exclusive interview after the Australian race. But he then added emphatically, "But Ducati hasn't lost its way. We've just lost a crucial piece of our strategy. Márquez brings passion, experience, and a unique ability to read the race. But the Ducati project is still moving forward because we're building a team, not just relying on one name." Dall'Igna also highlighted the complex technical aspects behind adapting the Desmercedesi GP25. Without Márquez's direct input in practice sessions and telemetry evaluations, development data is slower. While Ducati lost its way, Aprilia went on a rampage. In the Australian GP sprint race, Marco Bezzecchi delivered a flawless performance, leading Aprilia to the top of the podium, followed by Raul Fernandez of the satellite Trackhouse Aprilia team in second. KTM's Pedro Acosta took third, signalling a shift in the MotoGP power structure. Aprilia's dominance is no accident. Since the free practice session, Bezzecchi has shown his fangs by breaking the Phillip Island lap record, 1 minute 26.492 seconds. Despite being penalised with a double long lap penalty for the incident with Márquez at Mandalika, Bezzecchi performed flawlessly, He overtook Fernandez in the final 3 laps and maintained his lead until the end of the race. The Aprilia boss called this result the fruit of hard work and confidence built over the past 2 years. This victory shows that the 2025 MotoGP season will not be monopolised by one team. With Márquez off the track, new challengers have an opportunity to rise. Meanwhile, the mood in the Ducati garage was sombre. Michel Pirot, the test rider brought in to replace Márquez, struggled from the start. Despite knowing the GP25's characteristics better than anyone else on the test team, Pirot was unable to match the top rider's rhythm. He finished 18th, a result far from what a manufacturer like Ducati would hope for. Ducati management tried to calm the situation. In their official statement, they emphasised that Pirot was only a temporary replacement. Their primary focus remains on Márquez's recovery. "We will not force Marc to return until he is 100% fit," they said. "However, we are prepared for any eventuality," said one of Ducati's technical directors. However, behind that statement, the pressure within the team was clearly growing. Data showed a striking fact. Michel Pirot's average lap time was 0.7 seconds slower than Marc Márquez's in the final race before his injury. In MotoGP, such a small difference can mean the difference between a podium finish and a middle position. For Ducati, this figure was an undeniable warning sign. This situation reopened old wounds for both Honda and Ducati. Honda experienced a similar situation from 2020 to 2023, when Márquez's absence left them at the bottom of the constructors' standings. Now, Ducati, once considered the most scientific and solid team, has fallen into the same trap of over-reliance on one rider. Without Márquez, Ducati has lost its strategic rhythm, its development direction, and its confidence. Some analysts say that Márquez's effect is not only technical, but also psychological. He brings an infectious competitive energy that is now missing from the red paddock. The 2025 season holds a stark reflection for the entire MotoGP world. Márquez is more than an icon. He is a living system of experience, instinct, and leadership that will be difficult to replace. Honda has already experienced this. Now, it's Ducati's turn to learn the hard way. Moving forward, both Ducati and Honda must realise that the future cannot be built on the shoulders of one person, no matter how great. Aprilia and KTM are showing a new direction, balancing technology with the development of young talent. See. The good news is that Ducati Lenovo has confirmed Márquez's recovery is progressing faster than predicted. According to the latest medical report, Márquez's right shoulder mobility has improved to 85%, and he has begun light training in Madrid. If all goes well, he could make a spectacular comeback at the Malaysian or Qatar Grand Prix, which could change the landscape of the World Championship once again. If that happens, Alberto Puig's words will ring true once more. When Marc Márquez is on the track, everything changes. Márquez's absence means more than just the loss of a rider. It also means the loss of a centre of gravity. When will Márquez return, and how will MotoGP change when he does? Let us know your thoughts below,